President. Welcome to Washington, D.C., IMF. We are here to handle your negotiations. Hello.
Hello, pleased to meet you.
Hello.
Hello. First of all, I would like to introduce my fellow ministers. This is our Finance Minister.
Emmanuel Bison.
Hello.
Emmanuel Bison.
This is our Foreign Affairs Minister.
Hello. Combo.
Hello.
Combo.
So, we are here for the discussion on the 6th disbursement review. So, I would like to hand over the further proceedings to our Finance Minister. She will continue.
Thank you, President. So we are here to discuss the sixth reimbursement report, and we would like to share all our details and progress reports which we have done by your support and by the funds you have given us till now. So we would like to share and tell you the economic growth our country has made till now.
Okay, so we have already received the report and financial status of the last year of your end, and we are hereby discussing the important areas, achievements, and the progress report of the past year and utilization of your previous disbursements. So, according to our surveys, the Central African Republic still remains at higher risks, and external debt distress and overall high risk of debt distress under the revised debt sustainability framework DSF, unchanged from 2018 DSA, and the solvency indicators remains below their relevant thresholds in their baseline scenario. So I would request you to put forward your plan and baseline for the consideration of your next disbursement.
Yes, sure. So, basically, our government and 14 armed groups have signed a political agreement for peace and reconciliation on February 6, 2019. As the economic growth has slowed in 2018, being estimated at close to 4% after 4.5% in 2017, the execution of 2018 budget was mixed. For 2018, the current account deficit was estimated to be 7.9% of GDP, which basically lowered than forecasted. Now, the financial sector is almost doing well. In order to proceed further, I would like our foreign affairs ministers to provide some more insights for the same.
But first of all, I would like to ask you some questions about your foreign affairs. So can you please tell me some highlights of your previous disbursements and what you implemented in 2018 to 2019?
Yeah, sure. Our implementations are: we met the quantitative performance criteria at the end of December 2018. We implemented 4 of the 5 structural benchmarks at end December 2018, 2 of them with a delay. Domestic revenue was lower than expected in the first quarter of 2019 at CFAF 27.6 billion compared to a projection of CFAF 34 billion.
Now I'd like to ask your finance minister, can you please guide me through your macroeconomics and structural policies?
Yeah, of course. So, in line with the recovery and peace building plan, we remain determined to pursue policies to maintain macroeconomic stability, stimulate growth and job creation, and also to reduce poverty. The increased budgetary support granted by our development partners over the past few months will enable us to promptly begin implementing some measures provided for the recent peace agreement.
So according to IMF, your economic outlook and risks are the medium-term economic and financial outlook is encouraging, but the macroeconomic forecasts are subject to both upward and downward movement. Do you guys agree to that?
Yes, of course. we do.
Okay, so now my financial head will like to ask you some financial questions for your loan disbursement.
Okay, sure.
So, according to our reports, the main agenda for this meeting is financing your peace agreement. So, we request you to please elaborate what your plans are in order to continue this agreement.
Sure, I would like to share some points on our peace agreement for your better understanding. The additional budget support allows for a limited increase in the budget envelope consistent
with external and public debt sustainability. Consistent with this understanding, the authorities have submitted a draft supplementary budget law to Parliament. The authorities concurred that a sustained increase in domestic revenue remains key to sustainably meet our country's considerable spending needs.
So, can you please explain me the fiscal reforms and the policies which you are going to implement in the future in order to structure your economy?
Yes, sure. The authorities are seeking external assistance to help them better monitor wood exports and enhance import valuation. Further efforts are necessary to consolidate the TSA and streamline parafiscal taxes. Reforms to strengthen spending efficiency and controls are making progress. Measures to strengthen financial oversight of public institutions and state-owned enterprises are also advancing at the same time.
So, how will you manage the debt sustainability and domestic area clearances?
First of all, we accept that our economy remains at high risk of debt distress. Our authorities continue to clear identified domestic arrears, and also we have launched further audits of potential domestic arrears.
So, according to our surveys, your country's business environment and governance is a critical issue. So, what measures are you taking to improve this issue?
Yes, we have started to improve our business environment, and definitely there are various reforms we are taking in order to, and they are also ongoing in order to improve the natural resource management. Moreover, a diagnostic mission will inform the strategy to fight against corruption.
So, what do you think you are going to implement new policies in the sector of finance?
Of course, our government are making a lot of efforts to improve the judiciary system and also to bolster the financial sector. The government is reiterating their commitments to monitor the implementation of COBEC recommendations.
So, focusing on your financials, your country's public and publicly guaranteed debt is declining. So, it stood at 48.8% of GDP at the end of 2018 as compared to 2017, which was 49.4%. And focusing on your external debt, which is amounting at 34.9%, which was also at 33.3% in 2018. So, do you agree to these figures?
Yes, we do agree.
So, what are the areas you're focusing on improving to, what would you say for the stats?
Yeah, to improve our GDP and debts, we need the disbursement to improve in the following areas, which are security environment, humanitarian conditions, stabilizing the economy, reduction in fiscal vulnerability, improving financial management, as well as reducing poverty and promoting gender equality.
And in addition to this, the 3-year ECF arrangements for our country was approved by the IMF Executive Board for SDR 83.55 million, which is almost 115.97 million in USD, and subsequently augmented twice to a total of SDR 133.68 million, which is 185.56 million US dollars, which is 120% of our country's quota to the IMF.
So, according to our agreement, your previous 5 disbursements have already been dispersed, and your significant fund repayment of your previous disbursements are due this year.
Yes.
So, is your country taking adequate measures for the repayment of the previous disbursements?
Yes, of course. I agree that authorities are making regular deposits at Bank of Central African States to ensure that there are timely repayments. So you guys need not to worry about that. And we assure that your funds will be repaid timely. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time, and we will have a look to your negotiations, and we will finally review your proposal, and we hope to release your 6th disbursement as per the schedule. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
The Sixth Amendment in the peace agreement held on May 3rd, 2019, the CAR proposed for the credit facility arrangement and financing assurance, for which the meeting held at IMF office in Washington, D.C. The development loan was disbursed on July 1st, 2019, amounting SDR 22.84 million, which is almost 31.7 million in US dollars. Thank you.